Grey squirrels are graceful, sweet-looking, and will charm anyone for a quick bite to eat. But they bring death to the native red squirrel. The grey squirrel was introduced to Britain in 1876 by a couple who brought a pair over from America as domestic pets. The squirrels were released in Hensbury Park in Cheshire, starting a trend which saw the grey squirrel as a fashionable feature in parks and gardens. Over the next 50 years, hundreds of grey squirrels would be released in at least 30 sites across England and Scotland. The grey newcomers rapidly spread throughout the UK and Ireland, reaching a population of 2 million in less than 100 years. Today, the red squirrel, native to Britain since the Ice Age more than 10,000 years ago, finds itself surrounded and dwindled in numbers to a mere 160,000 animals. There are marked differences between a red squirrel and a grey squirrel. A grey squirrel can be twice the body size of a red squirrel, and its ears are shaped like a mouse's ear. The red squirrel has bushy ear tufts, and its colour can vary from bright light red to almost black or grey. The grey squirrel normally has a grey coat, but it can also take on a red hue. But there is a sure way of telling them apart. The white halo around the grey squirrel's tail gives it away every time. The English woodlands. With its beech masts, hazelnut trees, shrubs and flowers, it offers plenty of food options for a hungry grey squirrel. Sweet as it may seem, its ability to eat almost anything, as long as it doesn't require too much work, is one of the reasons why it poses such a threat to the red squirrel. Red squirrels are at home in conifer forests and broad-leaved woodland. Here, they can find their favourite foods: tree seeds such as hazelnuts and seeds from conifer cones, tree flowers and shoots, mushrooms and fungi from under the tree bark.
One of the main dangers that the grey squirrel poses to the red squirrel in this country is the competition aspect. Being a larger and more gregarious animal, they can live in higher population densities, so it takes away food resources from the red squirrel. So in any given area of woodland, you'll be able to get a higher population of grey squirrels than you will do red squirrels. The red squirrels tend to suffer stress within a population, so as the densities rise, the red squirrels don't do so well. Squirrelpox virus is a major issue in terms of red squirrel conservation. Through competition alone, the grey squirrel poses a threat to red squirrels within several years, and this can cause the loss of the red squirrels up to 25 times quicker than competition alone.
Researchers are developing immunocontraception for grey squirrels. This method of grey control suppressed the reproductive ability of the greys, thereby allowing the population to reduce without culling the animals.
looking at the wildlife generally, I suddenly saw a red squirrel, which I'd never seen in my life before in the wild. And knowing that the grey squirrels were just the other side of the Tyne at the time, I asked if I could get involved, start a project to try and invent a method of selective supplementary feeding for the reds, which I thought might help them.
Which would be, oh, have you already seen the drake? Have you not seen
But I did the supplementary feeding project, which is now has been ongoing for the last nearly 6 years now. That supports the red squirrels in times of when there's not a lot of food about. The second thing I'm doing is trying to develop a monitoring system which is selective for greys, which we can use because we have quite a number of very dedicated volunteers walking around daily, writing down where they're seeing greys and red squirrels so that we keep an eye on the population and what it's both populations. If I'm successful, it could then later be used in the immunocontraceptive programme.
But we tend to replace it every 2 or 3 days. We never top up food because if there is any, are there any germs in there, virus or bacteria, then which the squirrels have put in there, then obviously it's best to get rid of it and start again with fresh. We wind these wires round with great enthusiasm because grey squirrels are very determined and they're also quite strong and they're also very intelligent. So unless you really go to great lengths to keep them out.
Unfortunately, it has a series of, it's so debilitating that many squirrels, even if they survive the initial virus, they will then succumb to other unrelated diseases like gastroenteritis, for example, or septicemia, or, you know, there's all sorts of things. Coccidiosis is another one which is quite good. So that will take out a load more. Even if they survive that, they struggle with possible lung damage or liver damage or other sort of secondary effects of the virus, if you like.
If red squirrels are going to survive on mainland England, you know, now is really their last chance.
We're just doing the monthly squirrel survey. We just walk around the mansion here, keeping an eye out for reds and obviously looking out for the greys as well.
Mark Wilkinson is making a visit to a colleague to find out what he is doing to monitor and support the red squirrel population in his area.
We have, yeah, it's been going for about 6 years, I think. We're down here every day feeding. As you can see, they're quite hungry this time of year. Just to give them an extra boost in their diet, try and get them through the winter and maintain a healthy breeding population. Well, we've got one of the traps here we use when we do get the greys in. So we'll just go down the suitable area and I'll show you how we set them up. Okay?